Here are 6 birds that are perfect for beginner bird watchers to find. I've purposely chosen birds that are fun, easy to find, and very common. These birds also have very large ranges across all of North America. The first one is one of my personal favorites, which is the common yellowthroat. Their preferred habitat for breeding is reeds and cattails, which means if you look there during the breeding season, there's a very good chance that you're going to find or hear a common yellowthroat. So we have here a male common yellowthroat, and then this one right here is a female. So as you can see, male has a pretty distinctive black mask, at least during the breeding season. Yellowthroat, white stripe behind the eye. And then again, these are very small birds, so think sparrow size or smaller. If you were to put their song into words, it would be witchety, witchety, witchety. And you can hear the song anytime during the breeding season. Males sing it from dawn to dusk practically, so if you're in the right habitat, there's a good chance that they're going to be singing. Now, common yellowthroats do respond pretty well to pishing, which is psh, psh, psh. It'll often bring them in a little closer, and during the breeding season, make sure you use that carefully so that you don't disturb them too much. Now, the common yellowthroat is one of the most common warblers in North America, and like I said earlier, look for the right habitat, and then you're probably going to find them. The next bird is a killdeer, and killdeers are in the shorebird family, and their habitat is pretty diverse, from short grass to lawns, parking lots, and gravel roads. They can also be found on the edges of ponds and lakes. As far as field marks go, these guys are quite distinctive. We've got a brown back, brown head, and then a bold white and black striping pattern around the neck and forehead. Now their call is a distinctive killdeer, and they often use that call when they are alarmed or flying. Another thing that this bird is known for is its broken wing display, where during the breeding season, after the parents have laid eggs and are watching over them, if you come too close to their nest, they're going to try and lure you away by pretending that they are injured, and this would work for predators, as they would see the injured bird and then go after that instead of the nest. And so if a bird is doing a broken wing display, it's probably not actually hurt, it's just trying to get you away from its nest, so be careful where you step. The next one is the meadowlark, and there's actually 3 species of meadowlarks in the United States and Canada. The eastern meadowlark, the western meadowlark, and more recently, the Chihuahuan meadowlark. The 2 most common are going to be the eastern and western meadowlark, and as far as looks go, all 3 meadowlarks look practically the same. Their preferred habitat is going to be fields and prairie. This is not a bird of the woods, it's going to be birds of shortgrass prairie or farm fields. As far as field marks go, these birds are again quite distinctive. We have a bright yellow bird with some black on its chest. So this bird here is an eastern meadowlark, and then this bird here is a western meadowlark. So again, they look very, very similar, and the best way to tell them apart is by voice. All 3 meadowlarks have a fair amount of white in their tail feathers, and that is a great way to figure out if you're looking at a meadowlark or not at long range, because when they're flying, that white is going to be pretty prominent. And I would say the best way to find a meadowlark is to listen for their song. It is a very, very loud song, pretty complicated, hard to put it into words. Now they often sing during the breeding season, and unlike most birds, will sing it all the way through the afternoon as well. And during the winter they gather in large flocks, sometimes up to 100 or more birds. The next bird is the wood duck, and the males are quite colorful, while the females are a lot more dull, and that's because when they're taking care of the nest, they don't want to have very bright colors, as it could lead predators to the nest. As far as habitat goes, they're found in swamps, small rivers, and ponds, so unlike a lot of species of ducks, they're not going to be found on large bodies of water. So the best place to find them is swamps or wooded habitats, because they do, in fact, nest in trees. For field marks, if seen well, these are again quite distinctive. Males are very colorful, a lot of different colors on them, and then even if you don't get a good look at them, you can tell that they're a wood duck because they have an interesting head shape. See, a bit of a crest comes off the back here, and then overall just an odd oblong shape that is unlike other duck species. And then another way to tell if you have a wood duck when they're flying is the gray underwing right here contrasts a lot with the white belly. And that's a great way to separate them from other species of ducks as well. They also have an interesting whistle that they use in flight or when alarmed, and that is unlike any other duck. It's actually not a quack, it's more of a high-pitched whistle. Next bird is the American robin, and as far as habitat goes, they are found almost all over North America, with the exception of far northern Canada. And they are found year-round in most of that range, although through much of Canada they are only found there during the breeding season or summer. And during the winter, you're not as likely to see them because instead of eating worms in your yard, they're actually going to be found in wooded areas where they eat mostly berries. As far as field marks go, they have a big, distinctive orange breast with a black head and then gray back. All this kind of contrasts and is unlike any other thrush species. Song is most often heard in the morning or the evening. And again, robins are a very common species throughout much of their range, so a local park or even your yard is probably going to be the best place to see them. Next bird up is the northern cardinal, and now as far as range goes, these guys are found over much of the United States and Mexico, with the exception of a lot of the western United States. For some reason they are not found there. Maybe it's because they don't like the mountains. I don't really know for sure, but they are not found there, or if they are, they would be very rare. For field marks, they're pretty hard to mistake. Again, the males are bright red with a big crest, and the females are duller, but still the same shape and everything as the male. You can separate them from other species by their big orange bill and then red coloring. Now for cardinals, both males and females sing, which is something that is very unique among birds. Usually it's just the males that sing, and you can listen for them in the morning or the evening. I've found that they're typically the very first birds to start singing in the morning and the last ones to stop singing in the evening. All the birds that I've just listed are all pretty easy to find and identify, but there are some very common birds that can actually be confused for other species, and so you should go watch this video next because I show you exactly how to avoid misidentifying them.